Good morning, everyone. You have tuned into the Coral Reef Virtual Symposium 2020. My name is Alana Gresh and I'm the Assistant Director of the ARC Centre of Excellence for Coral Reef Studies, and I'm going to be the MC for this event. It's now my pleasure to introduce, for our welcome to country, Jeannie Wiles. Vivid Jenny, could you please turn on your video and unmute your microphone? Jeannie is a Bindal elder and traditional owner of the land on which we stand here at James Cook University in Townsville. Good morning, Jenny.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. And first of all, I'd like to say Wadamuli. And Wadamuli is our Birragubba language, which means welcome. So welcome to this symposium. First time for Townsville going to do it, and they're going to do a great job on it, I'm sure. And Wadamuli is our Birragubba language. Our Birragubba people in Queensland are from Townsville right down to the Whitsundays. And so part of that Birragubba nation are the Bindal people, traditional owners of the land on where James Cook University sits in Townsville. So on behalf of my elders and my descendants, I welcome each and every one of you to this place. I like to pay respects to our elders, past, present and future. And I'd like to pay respects to any of our elders that are joining around the world here today. I'd like to thank James Cook University for once again embedding Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander perspectives into their work, because it's very important to have First Nations peoples involved in a lot of business, and especially around climate change and how you're looking at the coral, because those who have been to North Queensland know that we have a great barrier reef, and it's an excellent place, and it sits right in our Birragubba nation and country. So we work all together to support the wealth and knowledge of all our oceans and seas and the corals and everything. But most importantly, look after yourself through these tiring times around the world. Look after yourself, because we need people like you to sustain and to be mobile for events like this, and to keep the good work that you're doing throughout our nation and throughout our world. So Wadamuli, and you have a great day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jenny. That was super, and it's always nice to be able to start these events with this kind of deep rooting in country and recognition of the different perspectives of the land we live in. So my name's Graham Cumming, and I'm going to just provide a brief welcome to everybody this morning to the symposium. So it's a pleasure to welcome you officially to the 2020 ARC Centre of Excellence in Coral Reef Studies Symposium. This will be our first virtual symposium, as Alana said, and although it won't be the same as hearing and meeting each other in person, I'm happy to say we've got around 400 people registered to attend. So it offers a real extension of our normal outreach. There are some advantages to this medium. Before we get started on science, I'd like to take a few moments just to reflect on our current circumstances. The Centre's going from strength to strength intellectually. We continue to break new ground in coral reef studies. We've got some exciting plans for the next 12 months, including a strong student presence at the ICRS meeting next year, and a range of training and workshopping opportunities. Some of that will be online and hopefully some in person as well. So in intellectual and scientific terms, I think we remain strong and highly productive, and that's something for everybody to be proud of. At a more personal level, I know the lockdown and the consequences of coronavirus have been difficult for many people to deal with. And we've also seen quite recently what I hope will be just the beginning of a much greater global awareness of broader social concerns around things like equity, justice, and freedom. And I think this is also really important. And many of these big global events seem strangely remote from our sheltered lives, particularly here in Australia. And it'll take some time for us to understand their effect. And so as I was thinking about what I could say today, I'd just like to highlight three areas that I think particularly stand out for me as being important and things that we can act on or think about in our local environment. The first thing is that I think we really need to pay special attention to supporting and nurturing our early career researchers. I'm happy to see how many ECRs are presenting at this symposium. Many of our graduates will be among the hardest hit in both social and economic terms, because they're just entering the job market around the time that they're predicted to be a range of economic crises. I'm particularly worried about those who reach the job market in the next 12 months. And as a centre, I think we need to support and nurture our people and see if there's any innovative ways in which the centre can support those people who will be looking for jobs in 2020, 2021. Second, I think we need to keep working actively to try and make the centre a safe space for everybody, regardless of gender, skin colour, sexuality or religion. I think this is critical. The centre has a policy on these things and is doing its best to implement it, but there's always room for improvement. So we need to continue to challenge and break down any of those remaining walls of prejudice and bias. And third, I think it's particularly important at the moment, given what's going on in the world outside, that we support each other, that we can be kind, that we invest time in building relationships and in growing our own community of practice. In Zimbabwe, where I spent my childhood, the Shona people distinguish between being human and being a person. And it's what makes you a person is those qualities of mutual social responsibility, helping each other, trust, sharing, unselfishness, self-reliance, caring and respect for others. And in a time of crisis, I feel like we need these qualities more than ever. So we have an exciting lineup of speakers over the next 2 days, and I'm looking forward to learning from them.